Yes, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Fans YouTube channel. I'm here to talk about Night of Champions. Now, in my predictions, I predicted the 5 matches that would happen. Obviously, I didn't actually realise it was a 6th match. I didn't realise that I added Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. So that won't count in my predictions. But the first match out was the King of the Ring tournament final. Now, I predicted Cody Rhodes was going to win. This is quite obvious, even though it shouldn't be. Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton should be a 50-50 down the middle, up in the air match. But it wasn't, because we all knew Cody Rhodes was going to win and face John Cena at SummerSlam, because it wouldn't have made sense for Randy Orton to do that. It would have made sense for Cody Rhodes to do that. So we knew it was going to happen. Regardless, what they need to do to, to balance out the obvious, predictable win was have a great match. And that they did. The match, I hate some people are actually saying like this match wasn't good. Are they dumb? Are they dumb? Some of those like Randy Orton has been trying the last few years since he's returned in 2023. He's been trying to hit like a good like RKO out of nowhere, and I'll be honest, they seem a bit forced and they don't seem that good, because obviously now it's the RKO out of nowhere used to be like a thing. Like it's more of a thing now that's like it's an actual thing to expect. People didn't expect the RKO out of nowhere, and it was a specialty. Now it's an expected thing that it happens all the time. These RKOs were out of nowhere, and these were good RKOs. And the annoying thing was Cody Rhodes kicked out like 3 RKOs, and the second Randy Orton got hit with the crossroads, he lost. And I was a bit confused as to why like we're having Randy kind of nearly turning heel in this match. I know they're both babyface, and I've said it before, babyface matches are great. We don't always need a bad guy in a match. Granted, everything runs off of good guys and bad guys, but we don't always need a bad guy in a match. And WWE kind of turned Randy heel for this match. He started like, he was about to punt Cody Rhodes, and then he went to get a chair to distract the referee and took the buckle pad off. What we're doing? What we're doing? Why is Randy going heel? And then yeah, the turnbuckle pad got used against him, and Cody hit him with a crossroads. But I don't like. We could have just had a competitive match. We didn't need that. But Cody Rhodes wins. I got my first prediction right. The second match, I believe, was Sami Zayn Karrion Kross. Now I said I was glad to put Karrion Kross on the PLE, and I believe they did that because of the uproar for the fans. But I don't think they had any plans for him to win again. They used it in a main storyline, main roster, main event storyline type thing, but only to elevate Sami Zayn. I don't think they had any intentions to beat Karrion Kross, and I was right. Like, Karrion was alright in the match, and the match was actually alright. I feel like this match was more about the story. Anytime Karrion was beating up Sami, he was like proving his point to Sami. But I could see the finish coming a mile away when he kept running and hitting Sami in the corner. I knew at one point when Karrion ran away from the corner, Sami was running right after him and hitting him with the haluva kick. Who else? Like, no one can tell me they didn't see that finish coming, because, come on. But Sami got the win, as I predicted. That was 2-0 in the predictions. I'm not mad at that whatsoever either. And I do think we might get Sami Gunther at SummerSlam. But I'm just thinking about WrestleMania next year, and I'm seriously thinking I don't want Sami to have the World Championship, because he's not going to have a short reign, or he shouldn't have a short reign. But I don't want him to hold the title going into WrestleMania. So maybe Gunther retains at SummerSlam, but maybe Sami beats Gunther at SummerSlam. But we don't even know if that's the match that's happening. But I feel like it is. But 2-0 in the predictions. Then Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez happened, and again I didn't make a prediction for this one because I didn't actually realise it was happening. That was actually a great match. Normally Raquel Rodriguez, I don't enjoy watching the ring because she's big and she's not that good of a wrestler. Like, she's decent, but she botches a lot. And not like botches, but like she's kind of soft with her moves. Like, she'll miss things. The impact isn't there. I feel like for a big person it should be. But this match was great. Using the weapons, it helps. It really does. And it made the match entertaining. And this was the best Raquel Rodriguez match I've ever seen. And that's not saying much, but still, it was the best Raquel Rodriguez match I've ever seen, and Rhea Ripley got the win. I mean, what else did you expect? What a cool riptide. For them, 2 big women to balance on that table that was wobbling on the ropes, and then hit the riptide. It was impressive. So, decent match. I can't complain. Then the shocker of the night, Jacob Fatu, in his only his second United States title defense against Jacob Fatu, against Solo Sikoa, where we all thought Jacob would beat Solo Sikoa and he's going to hold the United States title for a while, and we thought SummerSlam WWE was going to try and put him through Damian Priest and whatever. What happened? So Solo Sikoa tried to win, couldn't win. Tried to get the help of JC Mateo, to which Jimmy Uso helped, I think. Someone helped. And then Tonga Loa came back, returned, and hit Jacob Fatu with a move, and we thought, oh great, that's going to be it. Solo went for the pin. Jacob still kicked out because Jacob's tough, do you know what I mean? And thought, oh, the return of Tonga Loa didn't work. Psych. That's when they bring in what they're calling Tala Tonga. Really, it's Hikuleo, who everyone was expecting to come to WWE, and then WWE debuted him on main event, and then acted like it's a surprise that he was there at Night of Champions. You debuted him on main event. So Hikuleo was there, but apparently he's called Tala Tonga, but we don't know because Michael Cole didn't say his name. He didn't say Hikuleo, he didn't say Tala Tonga. He just said that's Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa's brother. That's all he said. And he, well, was supposed to chokeslam Jacob Fatu through the table, but as you can imagine, in typical Tonga and Tala fashion, he botched the chokeslam through the table and just kind of slammed awkwardly on the table. Threw him in the ring. Jacob Fatu got hit with a Samoan spike, and I sold it. I felt like it took the impact away from the spike. He proper did the flip thing. Didn't like that. Solo wins the United States title. Now, people might be pissed about this, right? Because why is Jacob Fatu losing the United States title already? And why to Solo Sikoa? But I don't mind it. Because we've got Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, Tala Tonga, Solo Sikoa in a faction, and they're only missing Tama Tonga, and you know Tama Tonga's going to join them. He's just probably still injured, and I'm liking that Solo's still building another Bloodline faction. I don't like that they're continuing the Bloodline story. Like, we need a big battle, but I feel like WWE are still trying to collect all the Bloodline members, so eventually at one point we can't do that. But I like that Solo's building more of a dominant faction, and they're still trying to establish him as someone dominant. Solo needed a United States title run. After last year, he was chasing the WWE title and couldn't get it. To say he's still not had a singles championship on the main roster, you can't call him serious. You can't call him the enforcer, the tribal chief, the man who pinned Cody Rhodes. You can't call him that when he's not with a title. So put a title on him. Yes, he got help. Yes, he cheated. But I think it helps build Solo. But also, I'm not mad because I feel like Jacob's getting the title back at SummerSlam. I feel like they've just put the title on Solo. He stole the title. Jacob's going to go on a rampage. He's going to recruit Jimmy. He's probably going to recruit some other people. And they're going to take out Solo's faction at SummerSlam. And Jacob's going to take the title back. So I'm not too pissed about it. While I'm pissed because you got my prediction wrong, not too pissed about it. Then we had the Queen of the Ring tournament final. Now, I said in my prediction, WWE are very likely, very, very likely to put Jade Cargill as the winner. But I was backing Asuka because I thought I'd like Asuka to win. And Asuka Io for SummerSlam makes sense. And that match would feed families. And right now they don't have a storyline. And in fact, they're supposed to be friends. So they need something like Queen of the Ring to have Asuka and Io face off at SummerSlam to make it a competitive thing, you know, that they're supposed to face off, not that it's a rivalry. Jade Cargill has already staked her claim to Tiffany Stratton. She's already been their face. They've already had matches already for that women's title. So Jade Cargill should already have sort of a clear vision to SummerSlam. So she doesn't need Queen of the Ring. But WWE's going to be WWE, and they're going to have Jade Cargill win the match anyway. Which is weird because they were bringing Asuka back and building her up as this. She's back, she's dominant again, she's beating everyone. It doesn't make sense because now Jade Cargill's won, fine, whatever. You want to build Jade Cargill as a big superstar, whatever, and she's going to face Tiffany Stratton. But now you've got to find a reason to build Asuka and Io when you could have just done that for Jade and Tiffany. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like Asuka should have won. I feel like from the start, Stephanie Vaquer should have won. Or, you know, even Roxanne Perez, but more Stephanie Vaquer, because we could have got Stephanie Vaquer, Io Sky SummerSlam. I mean, come on, we had that match teased a couple months ago. It got broken up and it never had a rematch. I thought that was obvious, but apparently not. And then when Asuka came in, I thought, you know what, fine, fair enough. Just the same Asuka, Io. No, still, Jade Cargill. Why? So that's another prediction I got wrong. Which is pathetic, because why? Why? No one actually wanted it. No one wanted it. Literally. We're fine with Jade, Tiffany at SummerSlam. No one wanted Jade to win Queen of the Ring. No one. People are like, Cody shouldn't have won King of the Ring, but at least people wanted to say that. Do you know what I mean? People are like, it's cool, it's Cody Rhodes. Whatever. Main event, Cena CM Punk. Obviously Cena was going to retain. Obviously that's the right answer to say, and he did, right? Although CM Punk is a, valid person to take title off Cena, this wasn't the time. And people said this match was bad, and honestly I thought this match was going to be bad. Both men are well past their prime. CM Punk is not as good in the ring as he used to be 13 years ago. Cena's not as good in the ring as he used to be 13 years ago. But this match was great. Even before the shenanigans, before people came in, like, just the in-ring ability, like, Cena was trying to prove to the crowd that he could wrestle, because obviously everyone's been giving him shit saying he can't wrestle, and he's trying to prove it, and he still can for 48, for being his first full-time run since 2017. He did great. This was his best match he's had since 2017, I'd say, since his match with AJ Styles. Genuinely, like, this has been his best match. And CM Punk gave it back as well, and both men kicking out of finishers, like, they've still got it. Do you know what I mean? I was impressed with John Cena. That's when the shenanigans sort of happened. Cena brought out the title, and he was going to cheat, and then he put it down. And then some more shenanigans happened, and Seth Rollins come out with the title. We had with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Seth Rollins started making his way out, because everyone thought he was focused on Gunther and the world title. No, came out, obviously Cena and CM Punk, ruined CM Punk's day. And it just reminded me, like, give me Rollins, Cena. They have a rich history, Cena and Rollins. I'd need to see that feud again before Cena retires. And it looks like we're getting it, because Rollins has Money in the Bank. Cena's got WWE title, so we need to see it. But Seth and his crew started beating up Punk and Cena. That's when sort of Penta came out, and Penta kind of went after Bron Breakker and took him out a bit. And then CM Punk and Cena worked together to take out Bron Breakker, and Penta started fighting Bron Breakker all the way out the arena, and Cena and Punk worked together to take out Bronson Reed and Seth Rollins. And they actually did, and they worked as a team, and Cena hit an AA on Bronson Reed, fully picked him up, no struggle, like he's in his prime, like when he was prime John Cena and he was picking up 500-pound Big Show. He did it with Bronson Reed at nearly 50 years old, no struggle, even with all the ring rust and not being who he used to be. That's the moment I said he's still got it. And there was a moment where they both took them out, and CM Punk had his respect for Cena, and they went to shake hands, and they did shake hands, but Cena did the thing again, where he's hugging him, and then his face drops, and he goes all heel, and then he hits the move on Punk and gets the win. It was great. I mean, I'm doing this off my memory, so my recollection of it and my explanation of it isn't fantastic, but it was great. It felt like WrestleMania 40 again. Like, people were getting involved and more people were coming out, and it was great. I loved it. And without that happening, Cena and Punk put on a great match regardless. I was happy with it, but I need a Cena Rollins match just one last time. I remember growing up watching Cena Rollins, and every time Rollins would win, it would piss me off so bad. So I'm glad to see it one last time. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.